Well, the big news everyone's been talking about this month is the opening of downtown Marlborough's very first brew pub. Last month, Flying Dreams Brewing landed at 277 Main Street, an area that is about to see some major changes. And to tell me more about what's in store for the city and the downtown, I'm joined by Marlborough Economic Development Corporation's Executive Director, Meredith Harris. Thanks for joining me, Meredith.
Thanks for having me, Laura.
All right, so this downtown brew pub has been a long time coming. How did Marlborough land this brew pub?
Well, I mean, that's a long story, right? So back in 2014 is when we really did the downtown rezoning, and that's kind of where the idea for the brew pub came to fruition, through different community groups and a lot of feedback from both residents and business owners and all kinds of folks that I wasn't even around for. So that was kind of the laying of the groundwork back then. A couple years ago, about, I want to say a year and a half ago, we decided to put out an ad in Beer Advocate magazine and also draft.com for a brew pub to come to downtown Marlborough, and we got great response from the ad that we had put out, and we developed an amenities program as a result of the ad. And we had a lot of people from across the country actually that were interested in coming to Marlborough to set up shop. And so after all of those efforts, we're now really excited to have Flying Dreams as the one that kind of came and first to open the doors, and it's been absolutely amazing. I can't say that I have tried any of the beer at this point, but everybody else that has said that it is absolutely fabulous, and it's really a kind of a cool place to hang out on the weekends. And I have been down there with my husband and some friends from out of town that want to come in and check it out, and just really a cool spot for different folks to hang out.
All right, and what can people really expect to see there? What are they actually offering?
So they have, I believe it's 8 beers that are on tap, that revolve and they rotate. You can also get cans, and they have bottles to go. And then they have, the games are always playing, but you can also come in. The piece that I think is actually, probably the most unique and cool is that you can bring your own food in. So this is actually a really great way for other businesses in Marlborough and downtown Marlborough, and really citywide, to be able to come in. They can put their menu right in the baskets that are on the table. And again, myself, I like to hang out at the breweries, even though I can't drink over there at this point. But all the baskets on the table, you can order food in. We order from Villatoro, Pleasant Street Deli and Pizza. They came down, and it's really kind of a cool setup, and it's helping out everybody in the area.
So the whole area is kind of getting a bit of a boost. Very nice. And speaking of that whole area, there are a number of projects that are happening right around there. Right. MEDC alone had purchased a plot of land just up the street at Mechanic and Lincoln. We were talking about perhaps a development there, mixed-use projects of some sort. What is the progress of that project?
So we're still working on it. A lot of people have been kind of buzzing about what's going on at the site. Recently, the DPW has gone in and really tried to clear out the site, and probably going to help us. We hope to better market the site. We just got news that the Ready Mass 100 is going to be on that list. That's through Mass Econ, so we're going to be promoting it through there as well. But you'll see us come out for an RFP probably in the springtime at some point. We were waiting for the zoning to be changed, which just occurred at the end of last year through the City Council, which is great. It really allowed for more density, some mixed-use projects, restaurants, things of that nature. So now that the zoning's complete, we will go back out for an RFP, and hopefully you'll see something coming up sooner rather than later.
And what are the kind of plans for that area? Do you have some ideas of what you'd like to see and how you'd like to develop it?
Yeah, I think, we keep saying that we'd love to see it like a restaurant alley type of thing. It lends itself, again, it's a natural extension of the downtown, really lends itself to being a very walkable area. That parcel in particular, I think, could be the catalyst for some real renaissance. Very close to, again, Villatoro, there's a couple different restaurants. Preller is another one that we hear about all the time. Obviously the Prospector's up there and the Coffee Loft. And so there's a lot of cool things that are already established in the neighborhood. I think we can really build upon, some of the progress that's been made and really transform the area into something that is a long-term vision.
And speaking of transformations in the area, there's another project. The City Council just approved a major chunk of money to renovate and redesign the Marlborough Public Library. What is happening with that project? What is the plan?
It's great. So, the library, obviously, again, it's center of our downtown area. The council's been working really hard, and the Library Foundation has been working hard for a couple of years on that project. And, I know the state's coming in with a significant amount of money. And, again, just another thing that's going to be downtown where folks can come in, walk from the library over to the brew pub after you've checked out your books. And, these are all things that I think are going to bring people to downtown for hours. You come down on a Saturday afternoon, there's a lot to do. It's not a one-stop shop anymore.
And there's also new places to live that are coming up. There are a couple projects that have already been approved. They're in the works. What is the update there? What has been happening with those projects?
Yeah, so Marilyn Green's project has been approved. So this is the one, the old Remax building that's on South Bolton Street. So she is moving along. There's also the East on Main project that is, in their final stages. They're trying to get a couple more approvals that they're working through at this point. But then also the Rowe Funeral Home is working along through the city council process, and we're really excited, hopefully to see all three of these projects. I don't know if they're going to kick off at the exact same time, but we're really excited for the spring to have some shovels in the ground and see some of the progress that, again, we've been talking about since 2014.
And let's move away from downtown and all these projects. There's a lot going on, obviously, but there's a lot going on with you at MEDC as well. You've been working this year with Phantom Gourmet, a really unique and interesting partnership. What is the update there? What has been happening over the past few months, and what are the plans for this year?
It's been really exciting. And it was kind of a new, unique partnership. We're the only community that Phantom Gourmet has ever partnered with, and it's an exclusive relationship while we're working with them. So we, as much as we knew what to expect, we didn't know what to expect at the same time. It's been really engaging. We've been able to, up social media followings, things like that through Phantom Gourmet, and really bolster some of the local businesses that are here in town through Facebook Live and different things like that. But it's also, opened us up to a completely different audience, not only through the commercial that's running on Saturday and Sunday mornings, but also through their events that they host. We went to the Phantom Gourmet Food Festival in Boston, right outside of Fenway, which, was over 10,000 people that came through and, gave us the opportunity to say, visit Marlborough, come to our restaurants, come check out what we have to offer. And you never know who's at those events. You could be talking to the CEO of, a company that's looking to expand. And, so it really gave us a great opportunity to not only promote what's existing in Marlborough, but, try to cull out new opportunities that could be, right there in front of us.
And you're also promoting what's existing in Marlborough through your promotional video. And you launched that last year, a new version of the old video that won an award, actually. And so now you've been promoting that through social media. What has been the response so far?
People are excited about it, and I think it's one of those things where you watch the video and there's a lot of pride. To date, we launched a couple months ago. It's been viewed 15,000 times, and I believe it's been shared over 300 times at this point, which is great. And we actually ran a contest this time around to try to get people more engaged and to tell us what they love about Marlborough, which has been really fun. So we've been hearing from a lot of the residents about why they choose to live here and what do they love about Marlborough. As much as we do these videos and we're putting in what we think folks want to see outside of the city, but it's no better people to hear from than the folks that are here every day.
Give us some examples of what you've been hearing from people.
Yes, there was one in particular, a family that moved here from New York City a couple of years ago, and they love the services and the amenities and all the different things that the city has to offer, the splash parks and all those different things that I think are unique to Marlborough. And it's been really uplifting to read about all the different things that we know are great, and we're glad to hear that other people think they're great as well.
All right, and before I let you go, I want to talk about your annual report that's coming up in a couple of weeks. And can you give us some idea of what you will be talking about in that report? What are some of the figures that we should be looking forward to?
Love annual report time. It's kind of it's fun, time of year where we can kind of reflect and see, what are the numbers and what are all the, the goals that we set at the beginning of the year and how are we achieving those goals. And it's a really great wrap up of everything we do at MEDC and little snippets here and there. A lot of great numbers. You're going to see that the unemployment rate, is coming down in Marlborough. We're below, both the state and the national average. We're also looking at things like the room revenue. How is that growing over the last couple of years? And it is growing, which is great news. We look at the new growth, things like that. We've got over 20 companies, that have either moved to or expanded to Marlborough over the last year. So, things are not slowing down in that realm either. All great information. And this year in particular, there's a lot about the Facile Lot, the Phantom Gourmet partnership, but then also the city branding initiative that we took on. So you'll be able to read a lot more about those projects in particular.
All right, well, we look forward to doing that. Thank you so much, Meredith.
Thanks for having me, Laura.
All right, and that's Meredith Harris, the Executive Director of the Marlborough Economic Development Corporation. To learn more about what the MEDC does and, of course, read their annual report, you can go on their website, marlboroughedc.com, and follow them on their social pages at Marlborough EDC. That's all from me for now. Back to you.